Hey there, welcome once again to the Netherworld Videozine. It's your old pal Diablo, back once again. And this is a special episode of the Videozine. This is not the official second new episode. This is something completely different, and I have no other reason but procrastination and just sheer fucking uh, lack of motivation to do the new episode. And that is to do my segment, which is my movie review segment. And, to say that this whole COVID-19 fucking pandemic bullshit, there's no other way to, really put it because it's bullshit, has taken a toll on a lot of people, and that being people out of work, that being people, just going through a bad time mentally, mental health, when you're isolated and you have nowhere to go, you have no real outlet for anything, to do recreationally. A lot of places where you could gather and hang out are closed, and just for many, many reasons. There is so much to cover when it comes to that subject, and that's not what this is about. But what I'm saying is, it's taken its toll on me and my mental health, and I go through days, and those days turn into weeks, and just, big bouts of depression, and we do the little things that we do, and the little pieces of joy, and the shits and giggles that we get from the things that we love, that's one way of getting through it all. So I hope that every one of you that is watching now is being safe, and that you're well, and that your loved ones are the same. And so, I wish everyone all the best. And even though we celebrate horror and all things gruesome and gory, life is to be celebrated, and is a very precious thing. And that final specter of death is not something that we look forward to, or really want, but it's fun to see people get fucking killed and dismembered and fucked by demons and tentacled monsters, multi-tentacled monsters, in many occasions, on film, in movies. And so the new episode of the Netherworld Videozine, the official second episode, will be coming very soon. This here is just something completely different, and as I said, the lack of motivation, not so much inspiration, because I know what I'm going to fucking talk about. It's just a matter of getting my shit together and talking about it. So this is a complete dry run, and this is for a very special girl, and her name is Morgan Lander. Morgan Lander is the singer, guitar player, and songwriter from the metal band Kittie. And Kittie goes way back to the late 90s, 98, 99. I'm not sure the official date. I won't get into all that in the history and evolution of Kittie. She's also the singer in a band, another Canadian band. She is from London, Ontario, Canada, Karkaos. And I believe that they are in the recording process. Morgan would be able to elaborate further, but this episode is inspired by Morgan, who I saw a video of her doing, talking about her VHS collection. And it inspired me to think, like, God, I have a fuckload of VHS tapes. And to see people that actually are excited about collecting tapes the way I was back in the day, when we would get tapes from the video stores. This was before I even worked in a video store, but we would go and we would rent movies, and we would unearth these classics. Todd the Meat Cutter would take his Deep Red Horror Handbook, written by Chaz Ballin, our good pal, and we would just use that as our guide to finding some of these movies. And so, I mean, we saw so many fucking great movies for the first time that we probably never would have if we hadn't read about their titles in the in Deep Red Horror Handbook, sometimes Fangoria, sometimes other titles, and then the day and age of the fanzines, which is what gave birth to the Netherworld fanzine itself, where we would review and talk about these movies that we would find, you know, Tombs of the Blind Dead, you know, the movies of Jacinto Molina, aka Paul Nashi, all of the, you know, looking for the uncut versions of Lucio Fulci movies, trying to find the Dario Argento movies, trying to find various other things, and even then the days of tape trading, when we would get movies from everywhere, from our friends that were in bands like Empatago, Steve-O, and Mark used to send me movies, you know, straight from Mark's Laserdisc player. Steve-O sent me my first copy of Opera and Bride of Reanimator, which they bring back a lot of good memories and stuff. And so the one thing that I was chatting with Morgan about was this crazy motherfucker here and the big box copy of Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn. And that is one of our favorite old movies, and this is the Continental Video big box version of it. And I rescued this from the shelves of Blockbuster Video, where I worked for many years. But this, gosh, must have been rented, you know, hundreds of times. Continental Video was based here in Los Angeles, and the box, you know, is kind of fucked up. It's pretty dog-eared, I gotta say. And this is, I guess, before they started shrink wrapping the cover boxes, and they just put the boxes out there on the shelf, and so they got pretty fucked up. When I started working at Blockbuster in '99, you know, we used to shrink wrap the motherfuckers with a piece of foam inside, and you had multiple copies of these movies. You know, and so you would put so many, you know, cover boxes out, and if they got fucked up, they got fucked up. But anyways, that is besides the point, and that is for Morgan Lander. It is tested. I played it. There is a little bit of a tracking fuck up on the top, and that could be my VCR. That could be my VCR. You could fix that up maybe with tracking. If it's on the tape itself, I apologize. But I'm going to send that to you, Morgan, and I'm sending that to you with love. With love to Morgan Lander, who many years ago, on the Netherworld Videozine, my public access incarnation, I professed my love, and I said that I loved you above all other women, Morgan Lander. And I don't know, it's one of those things where you have to say somebody's full name. I don't know why. It's a reverence. It's like an honor. Like, I honor you, Morgan Lander. Put your hands to the screen. From me to you, a lot of love. A bunch of other movies here that I pulled out, and I'm doing this just for fun. And Sylvester, you hold on to that Deadly Spawn, okay? You hold on to that. That's going to Morgan. Okay, and another movie, and I did indeed get this from another video store called Fireside Video, and they had this, and it's neat. It has a 50 cents rewind fee, so if you didn't rewind it, you paid 50 cents, you motherfucker, because that's very inconvenient for the next person to rent it, that rents it if it's not rewound. This is Retribution. And this is perhaps one of the best fucking movies, you know, from that era. And let me look here and see, and I'm going to tell you, 1988, a good fucking year for horror. That was in the, you know, in the boom of video movies, where a lot of movies would go straight to video, maybe not getting a theatrical run. But Retribution, I mentioned here. And in the same breath, with the reverence that we have for Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn. I reviewed this movie on one of the first of 3 episodes of the Netherworld Videozine back in 1995. So we're talking 25 fucking years ago, if my math is correct. That was a long time ago, and this is still as fucking good a movie if you can find it. I don't think this is out on DVD. If it is, somebody needs to tell me, and I need to rustle up a copy of that, because that is one of the greatest fucking movies I've ever seen. Like I said, I reviewed it 25 years ago, so I'm not going to get into a review of any of these movies except to tell you they're on VHS, which is what we're talking about today. Follow along. And that they're all fucking good. When you talk about good, and I mentioned this on the Netherworld Fanzine Facebook page, and you could check it out, and you could like that page, Netherworld Fanzine on Facebook. Lucio Fulci is probably most well-renowned for Zombie, The Gates of Hell, aka City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, of course, and House by the Cemetery. Those are like the big 4 of the Fulci movies. I love them all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he's probably known or renowned. Is that renowned? Renowned. I don't know. Do you know? Okay. Anyways, for those 4 movies. But my pick, and this is another one of my my video store copies, is The Psychic, also known as Murder to the Tune of 7 Black Notes. The Psychic with Jennifer O'Neill. I can't tell you the year, but I do know that it was in between a couple of the movies that I mentioned there, I think, or after. Maybe after. I don't know. This says 1992, and that's when the DVD came out. Probably. I don't think that's when it was made. And what the fuck do I know? Honestly, you know. So some of these here, again, they were video store copies, so they're pretty well worn. And some of the DVDs, in the S's, the P through Z section of the video store that I worked at in Rowland Heights faced the sun, so the window shone in on that section. So a lot of these movies, like this one here, Spellbinder, and that's with Kelly Preston. That's the CBS Fox video version of it that came out, and so that was just a wider, I guess you'd say wider distributed movie. CBS Fox being a bigger company, distribution company, that put out movies. And so the P through Z section, there was very few Z's, faced the sun. So the covers, very bleached out. But I saved that one. And that is a great fucking movie. It's very eerie. Not a lot of people have heard about it. Timothy Daley and the beautiful Kelly Preston. And she passed away recently, the wife of John Travolta, one of my all-time favorite actors from Grease and Saturday Night Fever. Kelly, rest in peace. Love you. The Thimple forever. Okay, moving along. Another one from the latter part of the alphabet, also a blockbuster save, The Unnameable. Fucking great movie, and I do believe that this has been released on DVD, probably, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Mad Dog Winger has the Blu-ray, and Mad Dog Winger has everything. God damn it. He's got all the Blu-rays. That guy has a huge Blu-ray section, and I have such a small selection of them. And I'll tell you what, many of my best fucking Blu-rays were gifted to me by my best friend forever. Steve Mad Dog Winger. God damn it, I love that guy. And I'm pretty sure he's got the fucking Unnameable on Blu-ray. This here said the original uncut version. So back on VHS, that was a big fucking deal. When you got the uncut versions, that means you got the extra tidbits of gore and stuff. And that's probably one of the fucking coolest movie monsters. And that is directed by Jean-Paul Huillet. Perhaps a Frenchman. Perhaps French-Canadian. What do you think, Morgan? We need to look into that. Jean-Paul Huillet. What else did he direct? Maybe something good. But that's filmed really good. Many of the scenes of the monster, so well lit, so fucking creepy. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Sylvester, is it beautiful? It's beautiful. Okay, this one here is another one of my, I believe, Blockbuster saves. Or where did I get this from? I don't know where I got this. God damn it. But that's in good shape. I mean, that has no stickers, no nothing. That's on MGA-UA, and this is a Concord. Concord presents, and I believe Concord is Roger Corman's company, and maybe not the same as like the New World Vision or whatever. What was that? I don't know. I'm getting off the subject here, but this is directed by Cat Shea Rubin, and this is called Streets. And this is a very cool, very gritty, almost dirty film. It's very, it's dirty. That's the only thing I could think of. It was Christina Applegate was in the height of like the Married with Children days, television actress, and everybody wanted to see her in a movie and stuff. And I think what the hopes is with this R-rated picture is that you would get to see Christina naked. But I think aside from just some side boob, it wasn't very gratuitous. And good for her. Good for her. Good for you, Christina. You stick to your guns. You don't need to show your nipples to anyone in any movie. These two here, I don't think these have ever been released on to, God damn it, my gardeners are here. So now I'm going to do this and you're going to hear the lawnmower in the backyard. Gator Bait and Gator Bait 2 Cajun Justice. And Gator Bait is with Claudia Jennings, who is I believe she was a Playboy Playmate. Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. And this is a great film. It's just one of those backwoods revenge films, kind of like in the vein of, I would say, like I Spit on Your Grave. The sequel, it's not actually Claudia Jennings, but it's Jan McKenzie. Jan McKenzie, who actually, God damn it, I believe she was a model turned actress, and this doesn't say, but the director of Gator Bait 1 with Claudia Jennings directed Gator Bait 2, and these here again, there's the fucking lawnmower. These were both from Blockbuster. And I've got some other movies here, and these are in better condition. And I'm not sure if many of them were rentals or if I bought them legitimately. But I'm just going to run them off here real quick. We've got Dagon. This is a beautiful copy. It doesn't have any stickers, so I would say that this was bought probably right off the shelf. This is based on H.P. Lovecraft, but directed by Stuart Gordon. Who, of course, this is a screener. This is a goddamn screener copy. So this must have been sent to me for review. Yeah. Screener trailer, not for sale. Not for rent or sale. That's a treat. I didn't even realize that. Girlfriend from Hell is another one of my favorites. And this is a movie that I don't think a lot of people have seen Girlfriend from Hell. This is like a horror comedy. the guy that's in it, he went on to be on Twin Peaks, and I can't remember what his name was on Twin Peaks. God damn it! But the actor's name is Dana Ashbrook. So any of you fans of Twin Peaks, he was Laura Palmer's boyfriend. But the young girl that's in this, that plays the lead, she wasn't in a lot of movies, but she is fucking adorable, hilarious. She goes from being a shy nerd and the devil, the actual devil, Satan, goes into her body, and Dana Ashbrook plays the chaser, and what he does is he goes around everywhere chasing after the devil, and he tries to vanquish the devil, and so they have this strange relationship, and it's really funny. Ends up wrecking these guys' party and stuff, and all these shenanigans, and killings abound. This is another really silly one. And this is from Republic Pictures Home Video, and it's called Invisible Maniac, The Invisible Maniac. And I don't believe that this has ever been released on DVD. And one of the interesting things is that Shannon Wilsey, who went by the stage name Savannah, and everybody knows Diablo loves Savannah, may she rest in peace, who was an adult film actress in the 90s, and had a very tragic story, as some do. There's a couple other girls in here. Deborah Lamb is one of them, and Melissa Moore is another beauty that's in The Invisible Maniac, and he's a physics professor, and something goes awry, and he's essentially a mad scientist and becomes invisible, and he goes on a killing spree and taking off girls' bras and just doing all kinds of crazy shit, and that's what Invisible Maniacs do. This is Killer Tongue with Mindy Clark. This is another, this is from Hollywood Video. It was, I believe, a Spanish film, a European co-production with Spain. And I'm looking for the director. Written and directed by Alberto Sciamma. And that's another kooky film that's got Melinda, aka Mindy Clark, who many of you may or may not know. This is a very interesting story, is that Diablo and Mindy Clark were romantically entangled briefly. This was back in the early 90s. Gentlemen do not kiss and tell, but I have a very, very special place in my heart for Mindy Clark, her of Return of the Living Dead 3 fame. She was also on some of those nighttime dramas, like Melrose Place or something like that. It was something like that. I don't remember. It was something like that. This is a full moon film, and they had the subsidiary label of Amazing Fantasy, and that was just then at the time. What year was that? 1997. 1997. They had the side label Amazing Fantasy, and they were putting out other movies that were of a lower budget, shall we say, than the Full Moon pictures. The VHS, this is interesting because the VHS of Hideous, much in the vein of like Head of the Family and some of the other Freaks and Oddity films that Full Moon was putting out. This was under the Amazing Fantasy banner, and Jacqueline Lavelle, who was in Head of the Family, is in that movie right there, and that's another one. This was a screener that was given to me by my friend Rick Ferris, and I do believe that that was reviewed and featured on an episode, an early episode in '97 of the Netherworld Videozine, which the very first 3 episodes were filmed in 1995, edited and aired, and then in, I believe, '96 is when we went into the next few. Last but not least, and this is another blockbuster save, and this is such a great fucking movie from one of my favorite directors, Alex de la Iglesia. This is Day of the Beast, aka there goes that gardener again. Dia de la Bestia. Day of the Beast. And this was cool because Trimark released this here in the United States. Many of his earlier films, Acción Mutante, they weren't, and others weren't released domestically, and so those were a little harder to come by. But fuck, man, Acción Mutante is one of my favorite movies, and I actually have that on DVD. The very first copy of it I ever had was a bootleg VHS that I got from Blackest Heart Media. And I don't know where I got this one. This wasn't supposed to be in the episode. This is this is Kittie, Spit in Your Eye. The very first VHS release from Kittie, and I have that. I have it on DVD too, and I'm such a big ass kisser because I love Kittie. And did I mention that I love you, Morgan Lander? You're the reason I did this whole thing for you. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to put this motherfucker up on the internet, and we'll see if anybody else shares our excitement for VHS tapes and shenanigans. Again, I say this to you all. If you're out there and you're in isolation, if you're out of work, if you got no place to go, if you have no real outlet, just do something creatively. Do something creatively, or work out, or set a goal for yourself. Take up a new hobby. Just do something. Do something for yourself. Do something to help and better yourself. Do not take what's going out in the world and let it dictate your life. Do not live in fear, and just don't give in to the fucking the anxiety and bullshit that's out there. Whether that's in politics, whether that's just the news in general. Don't shut yourself off from it, but at the same time disconnect from the stuff that's toxic, that doesn't do you any good. And fuck those motherfuckers who try to keep you down, tell you what to do, and make life more miserable than it already is. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them all. And that's my deep, heartfelt, meaningful point of this whole show, episode, special, whatever it is, this little video. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So that's some of my VHS tapes that I wanted to share with you. You specifically, Morgan Lander, and all of yous watching. The new episode of the Netherworld Videozine is coming soon, where I will, in depth, review some films from the golden age of horror, the great 80s. And I will be joined by, as usual, my partners in crime, my BFFs, Todd the Meat Cutter, and Steve Mad Dog Winger. For Sylvester the Cat, hey, we're closing out the show. For Sylvester the Cat, I'm Diablo. This is the Netherworld Videozine, and we'll see y'all next time.